All right, so this is questions 1 through 3 of the quiz review. So the setup for the quiz will be the same as the quiz review in the sense that you will have situations where it's volume and surface area, and then also the questions won't specifically tell you if what kind of shape it is. So for the first one, it says find the volume of the shape below. If needed, round 4 decimal places in your work and 2 decimal places in your answer. So it doesn't tell me if it's a prism, cylinder, or sphere, and that is something that you have to decide. So in this case, it is a prism, and to figure out which shape is the base, you have to think about base being congruent and parallel shapes. So the triangles are congruent and parallel. You can also think about those triangles stacking on top of each other until it creates the whole prism. So I need to say volume equals area base, and this should come straight from your toolkit, times number of layers. You may have written instead height here. It is the same. So the shape again of the base is a triangle. So I like to kind of shade over it to help me with my work. And then I'm going to pull that 12 up here to mark it. So then I'm going to take that triangle out. I've got 15 here, 12 here, and then I do need height to be able to find the area of the base, because the area of the base here would be area of a triangle. So 1/2 base times height. So I need to do Pythagorean theorem here. So h squared, h squared plus 12 squared equals 15 squared. Make sure that the hypotenuse is your c. So then I've got h squared equals, a squared plus 144 equals 15 squared, which is 225. So then I'm going to take away 144 from both sides. So h squared equals 81, and then take the square root. H is 9. So then I'm going to plug that into the formula. So v equals 1/2 base times height, which was 9, and then times number of layers of those triangles, aka the height of the whole thing. So that would be 10, because I have 10 layers of triangles. So then I'm going to pop all that in the calculator. 1/2, I just put 0.5 times 12 times 9 times 10. So that's 540, and then we're going to write centimeters, and since it's volumed, it's cubed. So just be careful about your units, because you're going to be interchanging between cubed and squared a lot, because you're going to have some with volume and some with surface area. All right, number 2, it says find the surface area of the shape below. If needed, round 4 decimal places in your work and 2 decimal places in your answer. So this one right here is also a prism. For surface area, there are teachers who do different things, and they all work. They just work in different ways. So that's kind of cool that we all have our own processes. So Mrs. Burt does something different than I do, and Mrs. Martin does the same thing that I do, and it's just a preference of how to teach it. So I will show you my way, and yeah. So surface area here, we have the front, the back, the bottom, the side, and then this little slanted thing. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 surfaces I need to find the area of. And I'm going to draw them all. So I've got 2 triangles. And you can literally draw the triangles or just write 2 times, whatever you're doing there. The left rectangle, 8 by 7. The bottom rectangle, 6 by 7. And then that slanted rectangle kind of in the right on the front, 7 by, oh, we don't have this piece. So we need to find that. So we'll have to do Pythagorean theorem. So I've got 8, 6, and x. So if you already know the Pythagorean triple for this, you can skip this step, but to do this, we've got 6 squared plus 8 squared equals x squared, or you could do it 8 squared plus 6 squared, same thing. So then we got 36 plus 64 equals x squared. And then that's going to be 100 equals x squared, and then take the square root of both sides, so x is 10. So that's 10, labeling all the things. Okay, so now I'm going to use like a different color just to kind of organize the work here. So I'm going to find all the areas separate. So I've got two triangles, so 2 times 1/2 base times height. We'll do it base times height. So 2 times 0.5 times 6 times 8, which is 48. I could have probably just skipped all that and just did 6 times 8, but oh well. And then we've got 8 times 7, 6 times 7, and 10 times 7. Okay, so now that we have all these, I'm going to add them together. I like to circle my work as I go. So the surface area is 216 meters squared. All right, and then the last one on the first page, it says find the volume of the shape below. If needed, round 4 decimal places in your work and 2 decimal places in your answer. So this one is still a cylinder. It's just oblique. That comes from Cavallari's principle that we're going to talk about in class, where if you took a stack of pennies, and then I think it was like 25 pennies, and then if you were to slant that stack of pennies, the volume would still be the same. You'd still have 25 pennies. So same idea here. So volume formula for a cylinder is r squared pi times h, or times number of layers, however you prefer to look at it. And you got to be really careful. Right now we have the diameter is 8, so to find the radius, I'm going to divide that by 2. So radius is 4, and then we've got all the numbers we need. So volume equals 4 squared pi times number of layers, which is 16. So it does say if needed round, so that means you're going to put everything in the calculator. So 4 squared pi times 16. So I get 804.25 meters cubed, because it did say round 4 in your work and 2 in your answer.